whenever I have the opportunity to record 2 episodes in one day, my heart is absolutely full. When I was a kid, I used to play hide and seek, and I thought that I was the greatest in the world. I thought that I had the best hiding spots of anybody ever. And the whoever was it, they would hide their eyes, they would count to 10, and I would run as fast as I could, and I would dive under my bed. Only my whole body wouldn't go under, just my head. And I grabbed my little blanket and I put it over the top of my head. I couldn't see anybody. And I thought because I couldn't see anybody, they couldn't see me. But the silly part of it was my whole entire body was sticking out of the bed, and the person that was it would walk in and I could hear them, if it was one of my friends, they'd tag me immediately. But if it was like my dad or my uncle, they would be like, "Where's Kelly at? I don't know where Kelly's at." And the whole time, my whole body is sticking out. I'm giggling under the bed and I'm thinking, nobody will ever find me. And what God revealed to me this morning is that's exactly how his relationship with us is most of the time, because we're trying to run, we're trying to hide, but we're only hiding our head. We can't see him, so we think that he can't see us, but he can see us all the time. And he's not coming to reprimand. He's not coming to tell you that you did these things wrong. He's just coming to wrap you up and say, let me have it. Let me have the things that you're worried about. Let me have the things that you're stressed about. Let me have those things. But as long as you're running and you're hiding, we can't get started. So why don't we just step back and start working together? Because I can see you this whole time. Even though you're trying to run, even though you think you have the greatest hiding spot in the world, I can still see you. And in Proverbs 2, it just took us right through this and helps us to understand that he doesn't want us to run anymore. He doesn't want us to hide anymore. He wants to work together. He wants to show you his love, his peace, his joy. So why don't we get this party started?
On my mind, I got to shine, so every day I grind. Work in the morning, work in the evening. We's achieving, cause we believing. It's for certain, we put the work in. We ain't stopped just because it's hurting. Right before your eyes, so it's coming to no surprise. The takeover is televised. Over and over and over again. Make no mistake, we continue to win. Defeat never known, cause I will not lose. They wanna mimic my moves, but can't walk in my shoes.
Welcome to another episode of Inchstones, where we go through the corresponding proverb for the corresponding day. And today is October 2nd, and we're going through Proverbs 2. And Proverbs 2 helps us to see how simple it is to access God's love and the incredible benefits of his grace, his love, his peace, his joy. And again, I think about this because when I think about the hide and seek part of the run and hide from him, most of the time, I think when I'm running from something, I'm scared of it. And this is where a lot of our relationship is with God. And he's saying, just let me hang with you. Let me hang with you, and I'll show you that it's not about me telling you all the wrong that you've done. It's about letting you know all the right that can happen when you and I work together. And so in Proverbs 2, it runs it right down in verse 1 through 4. It's nice because, I read this and I saw this for the first time today in a long time, and I've been studying this for like 30 years, the corresponding proverb for the corresponding day. And it said if. In verse 1 through 4, it said if you do these things. And so as I looked at it, it was like there was 3 words that really shifted my life. I was, I can't remember exactly the age that I was, but I was sitting and I heard a guy speak, and he said he was married for like 45 years. And everyone asked him how he was able to stay married for 45 years. He said it came down to 3 words. And so I hung on those words. And he said, commitment eliminates options. Whatever you committed to, it eliminates the options of anything contrary to that commitment. And it made it so simple. I took it on in my business and I said, commitment eliminates options. And what are you committed to today? What are you committed to? And so with this commitment eliminates options, in verse 1 through 4, it just talked about if you do these things, watch this: accept, store up, turn your ear, apply, call out, cry aloud, look, and search. And these are the challenges that I have with my son sometimes, because Maddox, he's 13 years old, and I'll ask him, hey, buddy, can you go up and grab my keys upstairs? And he'll walk up the stairs and just look around real quick and be like, I can't find them. Well, let me ask you this. Did you accept what I asked you to do? Did you store that up in your heart? Did you turn your ear to what I was saying? Did you apply it? Did you call out? And when you called out, you couldn't find it? Did you cry aloud? Did you look for it? And did you search for it? Well, sometimes we stop at one of those things. And what God is saying is he says that he wants you to get to a point where you search and you cry aloud and you look for it and you call out and you apply it and you turn your ear and you store up and you accept his love. If you do, then this will happen. And in verse 9 and 10, actually in verse 5 through 8, in 5 through 8, it says, then this will happen. You will understand, you will find it, and then he will give you wisdom, knowledge, understanding, success, and protection. Okay, so let's go back really quick. Let's rewind on this. Okay, if you accept it, store it up, turn your ear, apply, call out, cry aloud, look, and search, then you will understand and you will find, and he will give you wisdom, which is the right use of knowledge. He'll give you knowledge, he'll give you understanding, he'll give you success, and he'll give you protection. That's the promise. This sounds pretty simple, right? And then in verse 9 through 10, how valuable would it be to know what is right at all times? Well, I could tell you this. If I knew what was right at all times, I call my brother for this. I call my wife. The other night, I wanted a new soundboard, and you know what I did? I asked my wife. I was like, well, I got this, and I listed out all the features and benefits, all these things. And then she said, I think you should go get it. Well, it helped me. But imagine if you knew what was right all of the time. Imagine how valuable that would be. And what God is saying is you can by just seeking me and spending time with me. In verse 11 through 15, what would it mean to have a strong discretion muscle? Meaning that you knew that if this thing, that you could do it, that it was actually right for you. My mom said all the time that you could do anything that you put your mind to, but just because you could do it doesn't make it your purpose and doesn't make it right for you. Just because it can work doesn't mean you should do it. That's the difference between discretion and non-discretion. Imagine if you had a strong discretion muscle, so that way when decisions came up, you were able to run them through the filter of wisdom. And when you did, then it spit out on the other side, yeah, this is what needs to happen, and you stayed peaceful in that. How much time would that save all of us? Let's see, I'm going up here. So in verse 16 through 19, wisdom will guide your decisions, keep you from silliness, and keep you from silliness. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. So wisdom will guide your decisions and keep you from silliness. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. What is the fear of God? It's the respect of God. How do we respect God? We just hear his words, we see his actions, and they're in line, and then we respect him. Once we do that, then he'll give us wisdom, because it's the beginning of wisdom. What is wisdom? It's the right use of knowledge. And imagine that right use of knowledge, that wisdom will always guide us. In verse 16 through 19. And then it finishes up here in verse 20 through 22. And what God keeps saying, right, the whole time is just like if you'll just do these things, just do these things. And it's not, you have to, it's not all these rituals, anything like that. He's just saying, accept what I say, store it up, turn your ear to it, apply it in your life, call out for me. When I don't show up, cry aloud for me. If I don't show up, look for me. And if you can't find me, search for me. And then I will give you understanding. I will help you to be able to have wisdom, knowledge, understanding, success, protection. And so in verse 20 through 22, it just says you can't outrun stupid. This is paraphrased, obviously, but you can't outrun stupid. If you're going to make stupid decisions, you can't outrun them. But what God is saying is you can just stop and just turn our eyes towards him, seek him, store him up, seek him out, search for him, cry aloud, and go after him, because when we spend time with him, then he'll give us the wisdom. And it's amazing because, when I think about it, when my son was 5 years old, Maddox was 5 years old, I really understood the concept of the, hiding, putting my head under the, under the blanket and my body being out because my son would run out and hide behind a really young tree. And he would yell out, "Okay, I'm ready. Come and get me, Daddy." And I'd walk out and I'd see him like dead in front of me. And then I would yell out, "Oh, where's Maddox? Where's he at? I can't find him." And then I would play that for a little bit. And then I'd come over, I'd tickle him and I'd hug him and we'd laugh both. And what God wants us to know is that he's exactly like that. He could see you hiding behind the tree. He could see you trying to hide your head. He could see all those things. What he wants you to do is just come to him. He wants you to come to him because then when he does that, see, he's patient for us and he has a great sense of humor, but he's ready for you to stop running and hiding so you can get to work on what he designed and prepared you for. And once that starts to happen, it's incredible, the joy, the peace, the love that you'll have around you. And so the question that we have for every one of you today is just, what is your hiding spot? What's your hiding spot? Is it your business? Is it your money? Is it your accomplishments? Is it your busyness? And God is saying, like, I can see you. I know. And I'm not trying to reprimand you. All I want to do is love you. All I want to do is hug you. All I want to do is give you peace right now in this, and I want to calm you in this storm. And I want you to know that I'm here for you, that I love you, and that everything is going to be okay. I want to thank you for tuning into Inchstones. Buy the book, The Vibe, on Amazon. You guys click the link. You know what to do. Buy Bling, the Moisture, Strength, and Shine, the Shine Serum that will literally change your life. Comment, share it, subscribe. Make sure that you do that. My name is Kelly Cardenas, and I'm officially off the hot seat. Peace, love, and soul.
Nothing more on my mind. I got to shine, so every day I grind. Work in the morning, work in the evening. We's achieving, cause we believing. It's for certain, we put the work in. We ain't stopped just because it's hurting. Right before your eyes, so it's coming to no surprise. The takeover is